J.C. Horn got the bag. Derek Stingley got the bag. And Sauce Gardner's next to get the bag. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below. New York Jets corner Sauce Gardner received some phenomenal news yesterday as the cornerback market was reset for a second time in the span of a week, and this time much more so. We'll get into that here on the program. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, baby, and keep those action and interactions coming. We appreciate you. Thank you to everyone who's already in the comments section joining up on the show. We appreciate you. Sauce Gardner. Well, I guess let's get to the contract extensions that happened. So a week ago, J.C. Horn got $25 million per year, 4-year deal, $100 million, $25 million per year. And normally that's how, when people are getting paid at the next level, it normally just edges out the last guy. That's normally how it works. So if we pull up the highest paid cornerbacks in the National Football League, all right, and we pull that up on the big board, shout out to Over the Cap here. You look at a lot of these recent contracts here, and they just edged out each other. For instance, PS2, Patrick Surtain II signed his deal, $24 million. Jalen Ramsey signed his deal shortly after, $24.1 million, and just enough to just beat the last guy. J.C. Horn beat him a little more than that. It was over $900,000, but it was $25 million per year. So highest paid corners, $25 million per year, $24.1. Again, J.C. Horn, Jalen Ramsey, PS2, $24 million. And then there's a little soft gap here of $3 million per year before it jumps to Jair Alexander of the Green Bay Packers. And then you have AJ Terrell, 20.25. Then you have Denzel Ward, 20.1. And then everyone else is sub 20 million. So that's the line. But then yesterday, the Houston Texans went, hey now, $30 million per year. What the? Hey now, huh? Who? What? And you get a little bit of that action happening where it's $30 million per year, which is a $5 million per year reset for a guy like Sauce Gardner, or a guy who is upcoming in Sauce Gardner. And now you're like, well, where do we put all the eggs now? Does Sauce Gardner immediately, when he is eligible, become that guy? Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic predicted that Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, for that range, will both land in the $30 million per year range. And he said that after this deal that just happened. He said T. Higgins just got slightly under 30, and Wilson has been better, more productive. Than Zach Rosenblatt speaking. And Derek Stingley just got $30 million per year. Connor Hughes of SNY said Gardner's price went up after Stingley's record-breaking extension that hit the big board. And when you look at some of the numbers, there are some things that favor kind of both ways here from Sauce and Stingley. Now, Stingley has been far more productive as a interceptor of the football, which obviously is a pretty big deal. But there's a lot of other statistics that are in play. Let's show this up. This is from ESPN's Rich Samini here on the show. So Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley comparison is very interesting. Gardner has more accolades, but Stingley's better stats because of his interception total. Rich said, for context, before we even get into this, football comparisons can be tricky, different schemes and things of that nature. He said, it's not like we're comparing two third basemen in baseball. Bottom line, Gardner and Stingley are both outstanding players, and that's good to say. So Gardner, in his 3 years in the league, he's been a 2-time first-team All-Pro and a 2-time Pro Bowler. Targets as the nearest defender, he has had 189 targets against him that have been thrown in his direction. And on those 189 targets, quarterbacks have completed 100 out of 189 for 1,200 yards. They've only thrown 5 touchdown passes on him, and he's only intercepted 3 passes. So not a lot of touchdowns, but not a lot of interceptions. Passes defensed, PDs, passes defended, 41 for Sauce Gardner, and he's allowed a passer rating of 76.2. Now let's go to Stingley here. Now, Stingley has been targeted a little less. He's also played fewer games, so factor that into the equation where it counts. But he's been targeted 178 times, and on those 178 targets, quarterbacks have 89 completions, 89 of 178, 1,111 yards, so slightly less on the yards. In touchdowns, he's given up 2 more touchdown passes, but he's also intercepted the ball 8 more times. So you're getting a stark change in difference there. And then on PDs, again, 36 for Stingley, Sauce more at 41. And then the passer rating allowed, Stingley 57.1, 76.2 for Gardner. So Gardner getting chewed up a little bit more there. Again, we're sort of nitpicking here a little bit here, but you're looking at all these numbers here. And if they're even remotely favorable, if we're even remotely favorable here, Sauce could have a case. Now, here's something else about all this that we need to say, because it's in the social media streets that the New York Jets are getting slammed. Man, why didn't they pay Sauce? Look at them behind the 8 ball. And I feel like that's a little unfair. If we're being candid, I feel like that's a little unfair. First off, Sauce was only allowed to be extended this offseason. Only this offseason. This was the first year he was even eligible to discuss an extension. In the NFL, for people who don't know how that works, you have to complete 3 football seasons before you can talk extension. And that doesn't matter where you were picked. 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, 7th round pick. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's all the same. Regardless of where you're picked. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, it doesn't matter. But once you complete those 3 seasons, you're eligible. That's why the entire 2022 class is eligible to discuss a deal. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Jermaine Johnson, Michael Clemens, technically, I guess, is also on that list. Max Mitchell, for sure. Not that those guys are getting extended, but you get the point. But here's the facts that I guess people are ignoring on this whole thing. Everyone's saying the Jets waited too long. Did they? Again, Gardner was only eligible this offseason for an extension. And oh yeah, they fired their head coach and general manager in the middle of the seasons. Aaron Glenn wasn't announced as the new Jets head coach on their team website officially until January 22nd. Darren Mucci, the general manager, was hired on January 25th, 3 days later. They were hired, and then the Senior Bowl was here. So what's happened between January 25th and now, almost 2 months later? The Senior Bowl, the NFL Combine, free agency, and I'm talking free agency in terms of acquiring external free agents and keeping your own internally. The Jets have had a very long to-do list, man. A very long to-do list. So everyone just saying, and that was a joke, Terrence, Michael Clemens, he's not getting extended. But technically he is eligible for those conversations. But again, that's why everyone's just kind of going, Jets waited too long. The Jets are stupid. Now, don't get me wrong. The Jets have been called stupid a lot for making mistakes and errors and all kinds of things of that nature. That's happened previously. And sometimes deserved, sometimes not. Hey, that sort of goes with it. You know, like the quarterback position. You get too much of the credit, too much of the blame. The Jets being in a New York market, they get a lot of heat. They get a lot of hype. Get a lot of heat, though. So you get both. So you sort of take that at the door. But when you think about everything that this team has had to do over this span of time, extending one of their stars isn't incredibly high on the list. And why would it be? They have Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson specifically, and Jermaine Johnson, he's a first rounder too. They have the 5th-year option for all 3 of those players. That means, and I fully expect the Jets to exercise all those options. Those options must be exercised by early May after the draft. And I fully expect the Jets to exercise all of them. And when they do that, all of those 3 players will have 2 years of team control. Then on top of that, if the Jets wanted to, they have 3 additional franchise tags that they could use on each of those players. Now, again, you only get 1 franchise tag at offseason, so factor that in. But those 3 players, the Jets would all have 2+ years of team control on, 2025 and 2026, 2. Plus, then you have to get into the concept of like a Breece Hall and what you're going to do there. Now, Breece Hall, because he's not a first-round pick, gets to reach the open market quicker. This upcoming season is his last season. on his rookie deal. Do the Jets play the franchise tag game? What do they do? That'll be interesting. So, yeah, my point is that everyone just blaming the Jets, going, the Jets are dumb. What are they doing? I don't know. Is it unfortunate that two other corners have been richly rewarded in the same offseason? Yeah, I guess so. But Derek Stingley is on a team that didn't lose its head coach. Yeah, D'Amico Ryans is still there. You go over there with the Carolina Panthers, Dave Canales, they didn't fire their head coach. Dave Canales is still there. So they were in a position to be able to not worry about all the extra BS. The Jets had an incredibly exhaustive search to find its next head coach and general manager. They went deep, real deep. They weren't while they had their openings first in terms of head coach, general manager, and things of that nature. The Jets didn't fill it first. That was the New England Patriots. New England Patriots almost joined the party the latest. Not quite the latest because of the Cowboys situation, but they joined their situation almost the latest. And then, boop, we're first. Nah, we got Mike Vrabel real quick. So, they have that combination going on immediately. So the Jets don't deserve all that heat. They don't deserve all that heat for what's going on. They do not. So let's chill on that piece of the equation. Again, it is unfortunate that J.C. Horn gets $25 million per year, and then PS2 gets, not PS2. Derek Stingley gets $30 million per year. It is what it is. Now, is Sauce worth topping the market? You know what's interesting is that if you look at the 3 years for Sauce, right, the first 2 years, amazing. First year All-Pro, first team All-Pro in 2 years. Again, no corner had ever done that in the defensive back, for that matter, in the modern era since 1970 had done that. And then this past season didn't quite, it didn't quite live up to that hype of that same situation. It didn't. But that just goes to show how high Sauce has set the bar. That the bar was set here. And I'm not saying Sauce is perfect. Obviously, the takeaways, I think, is probably the biggest point of contention among Jet fans is like, he's in the ballpark, pass deflections happen, but the picks, the game-changing plays to give your offense short fields has not happened consistently enough. It is not. It has not happened consistently enough. But again, the question now is that, so Derek Stingley set the line here, $30 million. J.C. Horn at 25, and then we're in that pocket I talked about of like 24 to 21 million. Or really, I guess you could set it to 20. Where does Sauce fit? Now, initially, I'll be honest, after the season, I thought Sauce would not want to talk new deal with the Jets. I did not think so. I did not think so. Because he's coming off his worst year. So from a negotiating standpoint, he's not, if you just flip, it's funny how you can flip it, right? Those 3 years. If you just flip it and that one was the first year and then the last two are first team All-Pro, Sauce, I would imagine, would be rushing to get his deal. But I thought this year, I'm like, if he gets his deal, maybe he'll get less than market value. But I'm an idiot, apparently, because every other team reporter that I've talked to says, hey, man, Sauce is going to be the new highest paid corner football. Who was the last guy? Okay, Sauce over that guy. So I guess the question for all you Jet fans out in the audience, are you willing to pay Sauce Gardner at least $30.1 million per season on a brand new deal? I'll tell you this. I know that Sauce is coming off this year that everyone's like, Jet fans are feeling some type of way about. But I hope Sauce Gardner is a pillar of this team. I'm seeing your guys' trade. He's 24 years old, man. He's 24 bleeping years old. So I would love to have Sauce Gardner be a pillar of this team. I would love for Sauce Gardner to be a pillar of this team. Absolutely, I would love it. Because he is someone that you absolutely want to build around. He is. He's someone that you want to build the whole damn thing around. And he should be. He should be a piece of that puzzle. Of a pillar of this team moving forward. And I'm sure we're going to get some very intense commentary on when we open up the phone lines. We're going to get some very intense commentary indeed about whether or not the Jets should be willing to pay the piper. And like I said, we're going to all find out together, like I said, whether or not well, among the fans anyway, we're going to find out real quick, about the fans, momentum or motivations in those waters. That'll be sort of interesting to me to see where everyone stands. I imagine some people are not going to be willing to pay that price. But as I always say, it ain't my money. It ain't my money. And the fact of the matter is, the market is increasing every year. Sauce Gardner's 24. Today's price won't be tomorrow's price. Sure, right now, Derek Stingley is number one in the league. But there's going to be other corners coming up, not just named Sauce. They're going to get paid. Garrett is one that certainly you can make an argument for. But to be honest with you, you're going to have to pay him eventually. And it sounds like the Jets are open to it. If you heard Darren Mucci and Aaron Glenn at the NFL Combine, if you heard them, they seemed open to the possibility of potentially extending these guys early. They didn't say 100% they're going to do it, and they didn't say 100%, not 100% they're going to do it, and not 100% when they're going to do it. But they seem open to the possibility. Shout out to all our Boy Green Coffee Club members. The chat is lit up green, baby. Sco, J-Boy, Allen, NC Green, Bubba Badshaw, Terrence Hill, Emmanuel Holcomb, June the GM, NC Green, Philium, FL Phil 98. Shout out to all the green and Jared B in the chat. I see you. Shout out to all the green in the chat. Love it. If you'd like to join the Boy Green Coffee Club, feel free to do so in the YouTube description down below. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here, only $2.99 a month to help support the channel. And I love all the supporters on the show. God bless y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. Why don't we do this? We don't normally do this, but with this sort of topic, I want to give plenty of opportunity for conversation. We're going to take a quick TO. We're going to open up the phone line so you guys can share your thoughts. Luca. I'm sorry, Luca. I'm like scrolling through here. Luca, I see you as well. Jets Worldwide Snowball. Let me see, make sure I'm not missing anyone else. Yeah, let's go. Luca, Terrence Hill, Philium, Phil in the chat as well. All our Boy Green Coffee Club members. J-Boy's like, I see a gray name. Hey, I mean, you can't force feed everyone there. But J-Boy's trying to do his part. He's gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership right now, baby. Sure, let's go. Let's bleep and go. Let's see who that new membership just went to, and that is another raffle ticket for our contest, baby. That's for dang sure. Here it is. That went to Pete de Tregalia. I'm so sorry. I pride myself on names, but there you are. Booyah. Let's go. But let's put that in there. Appreciate you though. Thank you, J-Boy. Let's go to your total here on my page. Where do we got J-Boy on here? Where do we get J-Boy? Let's add another total to his raffle ticket prizes. Here we go. 18 raffle tickets, J-Boy, so far this month. Appreciate you. And before we take a time out on the phone lines, let me throw this up. What you guys are competing for this month. I'm real excited for the April package, but we'll get there in April. We do a giveaway every month, but here's our giveaway for the month of March. Every Boy Green Coffee Club membership that is purchased for you, your fellow patrons, if you decide to gift memberships or a combination of super chats throughout the month, will make you eligible for a New York Jets patched up pullover hoodie. Again, I'm going to grab one of these for myself, baby. Plus a custom laser engraving package, a Super Bowl prize pack, multiple unique items from Super Bowl past. You guys are going to really dig that one for all our overall NFL fans. But there's a good package here of Jet stuff and NFL stuff. I think you guys are going to appreciate it. So salute to J-Boy, baby. Thank you. Appreciate it. Got 300 people in the room. God bless. Thank you for supporting the program. Thank you. Hey, now. And pour one out for our guy, J-Boy. Hey, now. Emmanuel Holcomb is gifting a membership, baby. You love to see it. Let's go. Absolutely love to see it. Let's put this one. Emmanuel Holcomb, baby. Damn straight. Let's go. All right, let's see. That membership went to Yoshi Yamamoto. Hey, You were just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Another raffle ticket for Emmanuel, baby. Kicking some Patuki. That is now 2 raffle tickets so far this month, Emmanuel. Appreciate you. And you're $1 away from your super chats from getting another raffle ticket there as well, Emmanuel. Way to kill it, baby. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Damn straight. Okay. Here we go. But let's open up the phone lines, baby. Let's put them up. Put them up. Put them up. Open up the phone lines here. You guys can feel free to call into the show. Quick Hep song. More coming up here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Hey now, Hep. Great song as always, my friend. Always tuning up the band. Phone lines are now open. That's youtube.com/boygreen25. If you'd like to call into today's show, feel free to do so. We're streaming live on the Heavy on Jets Facebook page, my employer, talking all things New York Jets. Appreciate you. Twitter, @boygreen25. And YouTube, @boygreen25, baby. Keep it fresh. Let's roll. Yenna. Let's rock and roll, baby. Also, we'll be on with Boy Green Meets Woody. They'll be coming up at 3 o'clock, and I saw you guys were already commenting on it before the show. Tater Tot McMuffin versus Tyler Warren. Pros and cons of both prospects, especially after the Tet McMillan Pro Day. What happened or didn't happen? What's happening there on Tet McMillan as well versus Tyler Warren? We'll be talking about that coming up at 3 o'clock, so we'll be back live for that action. Before we get to the phone lines, we got a big Aced Up 10 super chat coming up here on the show. Hey now, every time we get a super chat, we hear from my beautiful daughter, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
No. So Aced Up 10, thank you for the super chat, my friend. So did they do a deal with Sauce already? No, not yet. No, not yet. They have not. The 2 big deals that have come over last week are, again, a J.C. Horn of the Carolina Panthers. He got $100 million. And then that's $25 million per year, which was temporarily the highest mark among the highest paid defensive backs in football. And then there was, my brain's losing it here, Derek Stingley, obviously. So Derek Stingley just got paid. He got $30 million per year. So $30 million and 25. But no, our whole show is talking about the great news that Sauce received and, not so great news for the Jets because that means you have to pay more. But how much more? Again, that's what we're going to get in debate about. We got a lot of people that want to call into the show, but appreciate that. Let me put this down for you, Aced Up 10. Appreciate you. I will add up your total here in just a moment for your raffle tickets, but I appreciate you, pal. Thank you. Let's take off the banner. I'll update that momentarily. All right, let's keep going on the phone lines, baby. Let's keep it rolling. Appreciate you, Aced Up 10. Again, we'll add that up in just a moment. Appreciate the support. Thank you, sir. You're one of the best, baby. All right, we've got Goose, baby, and Gator. A Goose-Gator combination. Double G, baby.
What do you say, buddy?
What's up, Goose?
How are you?
Goose looking so lively, running around. This is awesome.
Right on. Hey, so I do have 3 concerns with Sauce.
All right.
Nothing that you probably haven't heard before, but
Okay.
I remember watching him in his first season and thinking that he was very clingy, and I was surprised he wasn't getting as many pass interference calls in that first season. And then I think last year it kind of emerged as sort of a pass interference machine.
Oh yeah.
Holding. So that's my one big concern with him in investment.
Yeah.
The other concern is come on, buddy. I apologize. He might take a shit soon.
Oh wow.
So
Well, I've never had that kind of content on the show, but sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not since Bobby Midnight's last call has it been something so pleasant to look at.
Yeah, there you go. I appreciate that. Yep.
Yeah. So My other concern about him is injury, man, because he's so lanky, he's so tiny.
For sure.
Every time he gets hit, I feel like he's going to get hurt, and he survived some like really bad injuries, some really bad hits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Garrett to me has got to be the guy we lock down first. I find him so much more important, than Sauce. I feel like Sauce kind of needs a prove it year. He also doesn't know how to spot the ball and pick it off. I mean, we can see it in his in his actual interception rate. It isn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So short of that,
Okay. And what's your
I'd love to
third concern?
my third concern is
Yeah.
I thought I gave you three, didn't I? Maybe
Oh
not.
wait, did I miss it? So injury concerns. So I got that. The passing interference stuff, and then the third. Yeah.
I'll give you one more, just his
Okay.
extracurricular activities.
All right.
He definitely seems to. All these players love golf. All these players love to do different
Of
things. But
course.
he's one of
Yeah.
these like video game golf, social media guys that
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see him, a lot more focused. But
Yeah, and Jet It Out just said in the comment section, tackling. Obviously, that's obviously one that's come up.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So not to say that I don't love him, and not to say
Yeah.
that I don't want to see him be a long-term Jet, but I just don't see him as. I would like to see a prove it year, to be perfectly honest. And even
Okay,
if
so you would rather not pay him, regardless of whatever people say. Ultimately, the price resides on. You'd like to see another year before you pull out the checkbook.
I would, that would be my vote. As
What
simple
would
as
it be
that.
your money if they say hey Gator and Goose, we're gonna sign him right now? What number are you comfortable with if they go down that path?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, it would certainly be less than 30. I mean, less.
Okay.
It would be, if they got something, long term that keeps them somewhere in the mid to upper 20s. I mean, I guess you pounce on that, but
All right.
I don't know, man. Garrett. Well, first and foremost.
100%. Because what if he links up with Justin Fields, his boy, and let's say he goes for a wild year? Oh boy, what numbers are we going to be potentially be talking about? Because Jamar's making that 40.25. You got Justin at 35. You got CD at 34. Like, damn, if speaking of prove it years, for lack of a better word, if Garrett gets one more year like that, like, damn, what kind of money are we talking about in 2026? That could be rich.
Yeah, and I don't know. Everybody thinks that these guys are impossible to replace, but that's what the draft's about. The diamonds in the rough.
Mhm.
You got to hope that these guys know what they're doing. I mean, I've been on record as saying I don't have a lot of faith in this team and how they're moving this year,
Mhm.
but you got to give them a chance. I guess we got to
Sure.
hope and pray that they somehow have a plan that's going to get them, to the next level, which is playoffs, baby. Let's make a playoff game.
Please, that'd be
You
so
know?
cool to have playoff games to talk about, the playoff previews, and obviously all the hubbub that is prerequisite to that is meaningful games down the stretch that we're all talking about and getting hyped up about. Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing, Gator and Goose.
100%. Well, I apologize for you having to watch him do his morning duty, but like I
That's
said,
okay.
it's a tribute to Bob's last call. So
Well,
we'll leave it
God
at that.
bless. Yeah, let's pour one out for Bobby. Goose and Gator, thank you so much for the call, pals. That's the best. And by the way, for those who don't know, Gator makes all our video, the HEP video that he worked with HEP on to make. That's our new call-in video, the new intro to the show, all of it. Blessed be he. Shout out to Gator. Yeah, Alan saying the dog is adorable. Yeah, Goose is the best. So super cool. Now let's go. Before I go to our next caller, let's just address the points that Gator made. Let's address the things. So number one, on the I won't necessarily go in the Gator order, but like injuries. So far in Sauce's career, he's missed 3 games. He played in all 17 as a rookie. He missed 1 game in 2023, and he missed 2 games this past season. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, 2023 was the concussion. Him and DJ Reed both had the concussion issues, and I believed he missed one there. And then they just sort of put him on ice at the end of this season. He had a couple of ailments happening there. So I don't think Gator is just talking about Gator and Goose for that matter. Let me address both. I don't think they're both saying how many look at all these games they've missed. I think what they're really talking about is the potential for the future because Sauce has been hit nicked up a couple of times where he's going to the Blue Medical Tent. A lot of us go, oh boy, what does this mean? And for his frame, maybe he's just always going to be in those conversations, which we're speaking of frame. Let's naturally kind of jump that over to tackling. Sauce Gardner had, and I had it on the stat from like Antoine Staley. So I'm going to mess it up a little bit. I'm sure I don't remember it exactly, but he had like a 17% missed tackle rate by Pro Football Focus this past season. So hopefully it's something he can clean up. But some people just are what they are, and they're not a good tackler. But the thing I would like to see is proper form from Sauce. So that's a big thing I would like to see next from Sauce is form, going through the right thing, hustling to the ball, swarm tackle. Like, okay, you hold them up and your teammates are going to help you. So hold them up and do the proper technique, and maybe we could see what happens. By the way, shout out to A-Step 10, that 1999 Super Chat that just came in with combinations of his previous Super Chats. Still has him in first place, 110 raffle tickets so far this month for A-Step 10. Appreciate you, pal. God bless. All right, let's do this. Great stuff from Gator and Goose. Love that. Good conversation. Again, that's what I want to get into with this Sauce Gardner conversation. Let's go up next. We got Badshaw here on the program. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Hey, it's good to see you, pal.
Thank you. Good to be here. So, as for Sauce and Stingley, I'm just going to say straight up, like when we first drafted Sauce, I'm always scared when you draft somebody that has a nickname. Like
okay,
Cadillac Williams,
Oh, sure.
That's the first person that comes to mind. I mean, he wasn't terrible or anything.
Right. He was fine, but
yeah. But I was always kind of worried. Maybe I don't know. Sometimes it's like they're just too hyped on themselves, and in some cases that's good. I mean, there are some cases where that's good. But if you were to ask me, if there was a scenario where we could either have Sauce or Stingley, I would take Stingley, hands down. Like I just, there was a lot of things that Sauce has done in the past.
Yeah.
Gator pretty much summed all that up, so I'm not going to repeat what he said, but that's basically the way I felt about it and all. But my question is, and I haven't been able to tune in the past couple days, so you may have.
Oh boy, well you've missed some action, I guess. So
I know I'm going to try to watch them today.
Well, good luck. That's like 5 hours of live streaming over the weekend. That got pretty crazy. Yeah, it got wild.
Well, now I'm looking forward to it. Now I want to get off the phone with you and start watching.
Yeah, immediately go back and watch. That's funny.
But and like I said, maybe you've already addressed this, but
okay,
the tight end you were talking about tight ends one day, and Dallas Goedert came up. I know we just signed a Chargers tight end. I can't think.
His name is
something Stone, ain't it?
Yeah, Stone Smart. Yeah, his middle name's Cole, so Stone Cold Smart. A lot of people have been getting the Stone Cold Steve Austin stuff in there. Yeah, Stone Smart, they just officially made that signing. He's, again, if you look at like his numbers and stuff, you're like, who the hell is this guy? He's only been playing tight end for his last year at Old Dominion, so I guess Zach Kuntz and all these Old Dominion tight ends were trying to collect. So he was a tight end in his final year after playing like quarterback before and wide receiver. And then in the NFL, he's played tight end a couple of years for the Chargers. So, yeah, he's kind of like a dart throw sort of thing. And with no one really in the room, I guess he's got a chance.
And so, I mean, that's not like what we're thinking our tight end one's going to be, right? Or
God, I hope not. That's
okay. I was like, okay, that kind of scared me for a second because we were talking about, maybe there's a chance Conklin comes back and maybe there's a chance we get Goddard. And I watch a lot of those NFL throwback videos on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I love the shit out of those videos.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they were doing one yesterday, which was like the best player at every position to not make a Pro Bowl. And Dallas Goedert was already in the honorable mentions for tight end. They've already got him that high up. So I would love that. But I know do we even have the room anymore? Do you really think that's a realistic option? Or
I think the thing that I'm judging it on is the moves that they have been making, like Darren Mucci and Aaron Glenn have been signing guys like Byron Cowart, which again, if you haven't seen that YouTube video on Byron Cowart, then go ahead and check it out, I guess. I dug up as much as I can on the guy, but that's it. Stone Smart, Byron Cowart, Jay Tufele. These names are just names. They're getting like signing bonuses for like $10,000. These are just random sort of guys that, hey, if the coaching staff has identified, said, hey, man, we could turn these guys into something, then maybe they just haven't gone for the splash. Now, I'm not saying Dallas Goedert is the most well. If he was in a lineup, how many of us would all be able to identify him? I don't know. We're all super fans, so maybe we all would. But the point is that he's not some superstar name, but it's the splash of they would trade an asset for him. He's in the last year of his deal. He's older, not ancient, but he's an older guy. He's not in his mid-20s or anything. So I'm curious if they want to. Obviously, we've got a massive hole at tight end. If they want to trade for Dallas Goedert or Michael Mayer may fit their age profile a little bit better with his youth, but 100%, they should get a tight end. If Justin Fields fails, and obviously that's within the realm of possibilities that he's not going to be the superstar or star quarterback or whatever our expectations are for Justin Fields, but I don't want him to fail because we didn't put enough around him. That would be a terrible reason for someone to fail, and that's what everyone says we did with Sam Darnold. So if Stone Smart is our starting tight end, with all due respect to Stone Cold Smart, that's a massive indictment for this offseason for the Jets if he's their starting tight end. So I'm totally open to Dallas Goedert. Apparently, Eagles are looking for a fourth. No one is willing to play ball, so it sounds like it could be a fifth or a sixth or a seventh because they may cut the guy because of money. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. If we could get him for a reasonable price, I'd be interested. I just don't know if the Jets are going to be.
Yeah, I think he would really help Justin Fields out. I think Justin Fields is going to do well. He doesn't have the X. I think he'll do well. And anyway, I appreciate you taking my call, Paul. I'm going to watch all that content I've missed out on, apparently. You've hyped it up, so I'm going to get on that. So, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it. Bubba Bad Shot joining us. He's about to go into the hole. He's like, I'm sorry, wife, family. I've got 6 hours or God knows how long it was. Yeah, on the weekends, I can't do super long shows on Boy Green Daily Monday through Friday because I host a radio show in Syracuse. And all this week I'm hosting solo. My radio partner, he's one of his other jobs is as a professor. So normally he watches his students go on spring break, but he's always, stuck, for lack of a better word. He's always stuck here at the radio show. So he's going along, and I'm like, I'll hold down the fort. I'll host some shows this week, so I'm super excited. I used to host a solo show back in 2018. It was Drive Time Sports. I hosted for like 3 and 4 hours a day, just that show solo on top of the show we did in the morning. So super cool. I love hosting radio, so that's amazing. Before a couple of things here. First off, before we get to our other callers, we have more callers waiting. Number one, people have been asking, where's Austrian Jets fan? I see Hep asked. I don't want to put his business out in the universe, but I think he could just use our prayers right now, guys. He's got some stuff going on. He reached out to me about it. So you guys may not see him consistently on here or maybe at all. We'll see what happens. But our thoughts and love are sent out to our number one Austrian Jet fan, for sure. And I look at this community like a family, all of us. And it's so much a family that when I'm sitting on the couch, I'm bringing up Hep. I'm bringing up June, the GM, to my fiance. She's like, what in God's green earth? Because she's watching the show too. So I'm going like, can you believe what Ted said? And she's like, huh? I'm like, and Bobby Midnight. She's like, what are these names? What does it all mean? I'm like, I'm still trying to figure that out. But again, in all seriousness, we're a big family here. It's a big community. And we all support each other and love each other and come on the show and have passionate conversations, which maybe more of those are coming. But, I love it. But specifically for Austrian, unfortunately, as we all in life, we go through stuff. And he is going through stuff right now. So, Austrian, if you're listening right now, man, I'm getting kind of teary thinking about it. But we're all thinking about you, pal. We're thinking about you. 100%. We love you, pal. Whatever you got going on. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got a lot going on here on the program. So let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go. Hep, here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Well, I'm sorry to hear that Austrian Jet fan.
Yeah.
Listen, Austrian, we're in your corner, buddy boy. Whatever it is, we'll prop you up. I mean, you don't want your business everywhere. I understand
Of
that,
course.
but we're here for you.
Damn straight.
All right. So anyway, I was watching the Jake Asman show yesterday. I got in contact with you. It seems like the Jake Asman show is starting to spill into your show a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. That
Is
is
that
it's crazy. It's crazy because I've heard like other show I can't even think of an example. Like I've heard like obviously like when we've had people that are calling in with seeds and stuff like hey June Ted a couple there's been that bleed over like salute to the Jake Hazard show and then there's the Friday where we get both of us all together. But yeah, there's been
yeah.
a lot of splash. I've been tuning into a lot of like, oh my goodness. So it's like these shows are like merging. It's going to be the Jake Green show eventually. I don't even know, some weird love baby or something.
That's crazy, man. But anyway, yeah, what do you think? We should have paid Sauce last year, right?
Well, he couldn't have. He was only eligible
that's
to be
right.
paid this offseason. So that's what I mean. And not to pick on you, Ed, but anybody and everybody, because, right, who knows all these weird NFL contract rules?
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that are dogging the Jets this offseason for not paying him. And sure, could they have paid him immediately? Like they get hired and they're like, we need to pay Sauce right now. And then they run to the building? Maybe. But to me, that doesn't seem very realistic. And it is what it is. I mean, now J.C. Horn gets paid, and I'm going to be honest, that caught me off guard. I'm like, J.C. Horn, he's fine, but J.C. Horn. But Derek Stingley, he's crazy. I mean, look at the picks. Jet fans would be drooling. He's had like 10, 11 picks over the last 2 years combined. Like, holy, great, sign me up for that. So he's just a playmaker, and he's been crazy. So, yeah, man, it's just we're in wild times. We're in wild times.
Oh, well. Okay, guys, we'll see you on the rebound.
I appreciate that, Hap. Thanks for the call, brother. Awesome. And by the way, because Badshaw brought this up, right? Nicknames in the NFL. Mean Joe Green. I looked up like NFL nicknames. Mean Joe Green. Too Tall Jones. There you go. Too Tall Jones. Obviously, Broadway Joe Namath, baby. You love that. You have Ironhead, a.k.a. Craig Hayward. Throw him up on there. Touchdown Maker. Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker. Throw that one in there. Primetime, obviously, Deion Sanders. Concrete Charlie, Chuck Bednarik. You have him on here, obviously. Slinging Sammy Baugh. He deserves to be on the list. The Assassin, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Sure. Yeah, there you go. Marshawn Lynch, a.k.a. Beast Mode. That's a good one. The Nigerian Nightmare Baby, Christian Okoye. He's on the list. Crazy Legs. Refrigerator Perry. Huh? He's on the list. Sweetness, obviously. I have that book behind me. I don't know if that's let me see if that's on screen. It's one of those books back there. Sweetness. How sweet it is. Throw him on there. Dick Night Train Lane. He's on the list. Billy White Shoes Johnson. Huh? So yeah, there's some good nicknames in history. Shout out to Badshaw for that. Some really good nicknames. Let me do this. We have a super chat shout out. Let's go to our boy here. Let's go to our boy Fastest Food Reviews. Again, we're family around here, and I love that.
Wow.
Chef Kevin Gilbert, Fastest Food Reviews, #1 Austrian Jet fan. Sending a prayer up for you, man, and thank you for being a member for 6 months. Chef, I appreciate you. Yeah, we're thinking about you, Austrian. Again, I don't want to put all your business out there. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I appreciate you, Austrian. We're thinking about you, pal. We're absolutely thinking about you. I see this coming up, another Aced Up 10 here, coming up with a YouTube Super Chat, $19.99. Hey now.
Wow.
For our #1 Austrian Jet fan for the raffle. Awesome. That's very cool. Aced Up 10. I appreciate that. And just to make sure, to clarify, Aced Up 10, do you want that all going to Austrian? If so, I'll definitely put that in there, or I'll put that down for you. I'll put that down in my notes right now for $19.99. Just let me know if that's how you want it doled out, Aced Up 10, and I will do that for you, but I appreciate that. So please just clarify when you get a chance in the comments section. Let's go back to the phone lines, baby. A lot of callers coming in. Let's go to June the GM, baby, here on the program. What's up, June?
What's going on, Paul? Real quick for Austrian, speak God's word over yourself, for no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up against you shall be condemned. For you shall not die, but live and declare the works of the Lord. Speak that word over yourself. God bless you, and I'm going to continue to lift you in prayer, brother.
Amen.
Yeah, about the Sauce is interesting, right? Because I know you remember when he got drafted that the argument was who was better, Stingley or Sauce. That was the
Yes,
argument.
there
And
was. Yep.
Stingley kind of, because he came in a little injured, I remember, from LSU. He had a
He
couple injuries,
did, which was
you
the
know,
concern. Yeah.
right. But he got drafted one slot before him at 3. Sauce went 4. I think they're both young. They're both talented.
For sure.
Stingley's more of a ball hawk. I
No doubt.
watched Stingley closely last year because I saw their games were on televised a couple of times, and I love him as a corner. If he was our corner, I'd be head over heels. I love Stingley. I'm not gonna say I love him more than Sauce. I love Sauce. One of the things you noticed when they asked Glenn about Sauce Gardner, he didn't really give him a glowing remark. You know,
He did not. He avoided that. That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's Glenn's way of saying, if you think he's good now, we ain't trying to put my hands on him. And now you're going to see his full potential, because I think when the comparisons between Revis and Aaron Glenn came up, I don't know who brought that up. That was kind of stupid, in my opinion. Not to call anybody stupid, but the reality is Revis is the best corner to ever wear a Jet uniform.
Yes.
But he's not my favorite Jet corner because I lost respect for him when he played for the Pats. I'm going to be real. That left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Glenn's always been my favorite corner, and James Hasty. I love them dudes.
Hey, all right, you got great taste.
I love a little bit of Eric McMillan. You know,
okay.
even Ray Mickens. There's a lot of just corners throughout history. We've been known to have good corners. That's what
For sure.
Always had. Cromartie always had good corners. So Glenn's an exceptional corner, one of the best to play his position. At least wearing a Jet uniform.
Yeah, we're a Jets uniform for sure.
You know, big playmaker. But this is an important year for Sauce. He had a really bad year last year. And Gator's totally right. He's always had a history of holding, and he gets away with it. But a lot of corners do. Let's stop acting crazy. A lot of corners like to, there's better ways to hold to not make it seem so obvious. But this is the situation we're in, right? When you draft well, and you got the offensive and defensive rookie of the year on the same team, you got to cut the check eventually. That's what happens. So we got to pay Wilson now, because I said this last week and everybody thought I was crazy. I said Wilson's going to get at least $30 million a year, and he will get at least $30 million a year.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Do you want to wait for Wilson to go berserk and put up 1,500 yards? I don't want that. Sign Wilson now. Give him a nice little 4 years, 130, 90, 120, 4 years, 135, 140. Make him happy. 31, 32 a year. Get that out the way. Let Sauce see what happened with Sauce. And then you deal with Sauce next year. But you got to lock down Wilson now, unless you want to be a future Bengals situation, which is asinine, to dump over close to $70 million in one position for the receiver.
A lot of moolah. Yeah.
It's a lot. So we got to sign Wilson first. Sauce is young. Wilson's young. We got a young nucleus.
Yes.
He can get better. They can get better. That's what coaching is for. It looks like Salah was checked out. You already know Salah had a lot of pressure on him. He had to win. That's probably brought in Rodgers and everything. Didn't work out. I believe that Sauce can excel underneath the guidance and tutelage of Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes, which is another defensive strong coach. Let's see what happens, but we can't pay. It's too early to pay Sauce. Might we lose him, Paul? If he hits that free agent, we can. If we don't franchise that, we can lose him.
We still got him for 2 years, though, no matter what, right now.
So this is the contract year then?
No. Again, unless the Jets decline his option, which does not make any financial sense. So, no, Sauce, Jermaine, and Garrett will all have their fifth-year options exercised. You have to make that decision after year 3, which means if the Jets accept all of those options, Sauce, Garrett, and Jermaine will each have 2 years left in their deal, 2025, 2026, which means that the earliest they could even be a free agent is 2027. So the Jets have their...
The only reason I'll sign Wilson early is because I think you smell the same thing I smell. Big season.
I agree. Yeah, a big ass season comes, and all of a sudden Garrett's going to have his hand out. And by the way, I wouldn't blame Garrett if he did. No. So again, but that's that fine line of paying him early. Yeah,
Garrett Wilson is our best player, and the reason I say that is because when the ball's in his hands, he's magic. He makes
yeah.
something
It's
happen.
fun to watch.
Hall, I'm looking forward to a lot of Jets this year to see how good is Hall. Is Brees Hall finally back fully off his knee? Right,
Good question.
because
Yeah.
he was tiptoeing in that hole last year.
Mm.
You know, are we gonna implement that Detroit power and finesse type of running thing that they had going on with Montgomery and the other young gunner from Alabama?
Gibbs. Yeah, Jameer Gibbs.
from
Yeah, that'd be
Alabama.
fun.
So,
Sure. Yeah.
you know, so I'm excited about to see how the pieces play out with the run read option and all that stuff. It's gonna be interesting, but let's sign Garrett now, cut that check, you know, and we can wait on sources. A little bit too early now. A quick question before I go, Paul. I did want to ask.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
You know, the reports are out that Ted basically ran a 4.4. You know, they kind of stretch it out in a
there's conflicting reports. Yeah, some trigger happy or not trigger happy scouts, right? Yeah.
I like to go by film. I'm not Dom C to study. Like I told you, I got a job. I wish I could study like Dom C. I wish I could study with him, you know, because he takes his time. But you know, I have seen highlights and footage on Ted.
Yeah.
And when I look at him, he doesn't scream top flight receiver because he does not separate at the college level. And
that's my concern.
You're not separating in the NFL level if you can't do it in college. He's definitely a number 2. I could see him being a productive number 2, but I don't want him at 7. I'm going to be real. In fact, I think Ibuka is right there with him.
Yeah.
If you go to my head, give me Warren. I'm sorry. Don't give me Warren. I want Tyler Warren. Give me Warren. Warren is the next step for tight end in the NFL. Give me Warren. We can get a receiver second, third round. If we have to trade back in to the first, grab the kid from Missouri, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Connor. Don't get mad at me, Connor. Connor Lawrence gonna.
Yeah.
I don't want Ted at 7. Your opinion? Do you want Ted at 7 right now?
I do not. So, spoiler alert for the show that's coming up at 3:00. I'm going to be advocating in the Tyler Warren versus Ted McMillan conversation. I will be advocating for Tyler Warren. Now, I want to make this clear. During this draft process, me and you are just having a conversation about it. We're aligned, it appears, on the Ted McMillan thing. But maybe I have no idea where Woody's going to stand. But maybe Woody's pro Ted McMillan. I'm always open for my opinion to be changed. I feel this way, but if you present a compelling argument, statistics, or this, that, or the other, maybe you're going to be able to sell me the other way. For me, when I watch Ted McMillan, he can't separate. That's an issue. So that means every ball that is thrown his way, he better be a 50-50 ball champion and win that consistently. His size is impressive, of course. And in theory, on paper, it complements Garrett Wilson very well. 6'5" guy, smaller, shiftier guy. And Garrett, that would be a nice compliment, a yin and yang on offense. But the lack of ability to separate, when I saw the 4.48 yesterday, I'm like, I immediately went like, okay, if you knew you could run that fast, you would have ran that at the combine because that would have quelled a ton of concern. A lot of us assumed he was a 4.55 guy or worse. And again,
have you noticed one thing about him too, Paul?
What's that?
You know, when the receivers are coming off the line and that corner's in front, when there's press coverage and that corner's in your face.
Sure, yeah.
I noticed that he doesn't also, what's the word? He's not explosive coming off that line. It takes them time to pick up that speed. I don't like him. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I don't want him at 7. I'll be disappointed if we draft him at 7. Straight up and down. Warren, give me. If Campbell's there or Memble, give me another lineman. Let's show up the line. I'm happy with those two, but Tyler Warren's the pick if he's there for us. I need him.
There you go. Tyler Warren. I appreciate the call. June the GM. Very nice. Again, we'll be talking about that at 3:00. We'll have prospect on prospect crime. It'll be, again, we'll have Ted McMillan versus Tyler Warren, and we'll all battle out the pros and cons and all that coming together. Spoiler alert, I'm on Team Tyler Warren of those two. But like I said, we'll see where we ultimately stand there from that conversation. By the way, a couple of things here. First off, A-Step10 did donate that to Austrian Jet Fans Total. Really cool of you, A-Step10. You now have 112 raffle tickets with your super chats. Austrian now up to 80. Again, salute to Austrian. That's super cool of you to do. Austrian won our giveaway last month, which was awesome. So pretty damn cool. And anything, obviously, we can send over to him is awesome. A couple of things here. So A-Step10 did confirm. So that super chat did come through. That was for number one Austrian Jet fan.
Wow.
And let's go here. We've got another one. Aced up 10 bringing up Quincy Williams, another super chat.
Wow.
I believe he's talking about Quincy being a contract year. It is. And I am intrigued to see what happens next with Quincy. His boy, Jamin Sherwood's getting $15 million per year. Quincy's making $6 million. He's like, the hell? And so he's going to be looking for the bag. I'm curious what happens there from that perspective. And I don't want to miss this super chat as well coming through. Send it through.
Wow.
Dean Paparella. Maybe Sauce can now buy some tackling lessons. Oh, hey, oh, come on, man. What the hell? Sauce is trying, man. We'll see. And I get it. Trying to actually doing, I get it. It's part of the conversation. All right, let's keep rolling down the phone lines. Keep all the calls coming, baby. Appreciate you. All right, let's go. All right, let's see. Who do we got up next here on the program? Let's go to, all right, NY Jets FL has been waiting. What's up, Ted? How are you, pal?
Good morning, Paul. Badshaw has, I wish you had a live cam on Badshaw and he watches those old shows because it's somewhat
I'd
shocking.
love to see others' reaction. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. A lot of places to go. Quincy, let's go with Quincy. Quincy's in his 30s already, right? So he's
no, he's not that old, but he's getting up there. Let me have it up here. He is, I think he's 28 turning 29. That's right. Yeah, he's 28, turns 29 at the end of August.
Okay. Yeah, he does deserve a bump, I'm sure. Maybe not Sherwood money, but
yeah,
I'd say he deserves a raise. On Sauce, other than what everyone stated, I'll give you one positive and one negative.
Okay.
The big negative I see is he's always playing catch up on these receivers. Okay. He always seems to be the chaser, not the guy who I think some other corners are who seem to study. I'm not questioning his studying skills, but a lot of these corners seem to know the routes, the tendencies, right? Pre-snap routes. I see Sauce like the 3 sometimes. He's like running around, chasing. The positive on that, I could say for Sauce, and I wonder if there's a stat for this, Paul.
Okay.
How long is he covering receivers for? Because we didn't have much of a defense last year.
Right.
So I'd say, let's get some better front four where we can stop the run, force them to pass, and then maybe that'll get, make Sauce a somewhat of a more productive player on the other end, that's what I got for that. Right now, I would offer Sauce $25 million right now, on the low end, and say, hey, you want to be secure. We know you had 2 great years, but we see your film. I won't say it like that, but
yeah, right.
$25 million, Sauce.
Second highest paid corner in football. That seems like a fair, like that's not insulting to me if you throw that over at Sauce,
Yeah. That's where I'm at with that, Paul. I don't know where else to go. Michigan Pro Day, March 21st. Kenneth Grant will be there when he runs a 4.9.
Oh, baby.
So I think you're going to hear a lot of buzz from him once you see that guy move. And my 3 would be possibly on a trade down, drafting wise, would be Ibuka, Brandt, or the best offensive lineman you got, and possibly the tight end from Michigan. Maybe that's
Colston Loveland. Yeah, that'll be your 4th guy. Okay.
Yeah, I would go in that area, and then I'd be happy with any one of those.
Yeah, I love it, and good trade down options. Now, Ted, before you get off, can I see your neck real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Confirm. No redneck. Okay. I just want to confirm. I just want to make sure that was. Just want to clarify. There's been some conflicting reports on that.
Yeah. I was. It's ironic you put me on after June, but
so that's funny. I didn't even think about that. That's funny. So that was my subconscious operating there. That is hilarious.
Oh, you're funny, God. Paul. You have the same kind of sense of humor as me. Sometimes you have to keep it light. But I didn't mention any other things like Wrigley or anything like that, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep. God bless. Ted, thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate you. Hey now. Oh, hey, who? Oh God, you guys kill me. I love this show. 400 plus people watching on the show. Like the video, hit subscribe. God, you guys, I'm tearing up. You guys make me laugh. That is funny. That is funny. All right, up next, let's go. This is a guy that you all have obviously come to respect. You know, this is a guy that is revving some engines, baby. Let's bring him on. James joined us on the show. Your mama's favorite collar. James, what's popping, baby?
What's up, Boy Green? How we doing today, man?
Hey, we're doing excellent. It's great to have you back, man. You're now a consistent guy. You're coming on here all the time now.
Listen, I'm a man of my word. I told you I would be. But so first off, prayers go out to anyone that's sick and not doing good, man. I lost
that.
I lost my mother last year. So
I'm so sorry, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's hard. It's hard. Life is too short, man. You gotta thank God for every day your eyes wake and your feet touch the ground is a good day. So shout out to Austrian Jets fan. I've never heard him before, but prayers out to you, brother. On the Jets, June took the words out of my mouth pretty much. I want Sauce to get his money. I do. I think we should wait till this year. A big thing I want to reiterate is Aaron Glenn is going to do a lot of stuff with what we have on the roster right now. I think people are going to be elevated just from the coaching standpoint and just the no nonsense mentality. I'm going to keep hitting that home. He doesn't play around. Like he's about that. So if you think you're just going to skate through and go through the motions here, it's not going to happen. Not with him. Obviously he was a great corner, and I think Sauce is going to elevate his game a little bit this year. I think Garrett, get him done. I want him done as soon as possible. But I think Sauce at the end of the year, I think he's going to get some picks this year. That's the one bugaboo. He doesn't get his hand on a lot of balls, but I think this year is going to be different with that. Everyone really hit on everything, but Tyler Warren, if there's anything you take out of me on this thing right now, I want him so effing bad. It's not even, he is the guy. He's the dude we need. He's going to do so much for us if he gets on this roster. There's so many different elements of his game that he's going to bring to help out the offense. Like I said, from just lining up in the backfield if we need him in that H-back spot to just cooking people. He's so big, man. He's 6'6", 260, and he has hands. He has hands. He's got some great one-handed catches on his highlights. I mean, he's the real deal. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I love these Penn State kids. It's from the Northeast. The weather's not going to bother him. So I am bullish, absolutely bullish on Tyler Warren. Make no mistake about it. If Tet McMillan, 4.48 is nothing to sneeze at, but you want to look at his play tape. Play tape is different than the combine tape. You want to look at that. What's up, doggy? You want to look at that 10-yard.
Who do we got? Who do we got over there?
What is a doggy?
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
Yeah. Big.
Who is this? Who is
this? Millie. This is Millie.
Oh my God! How beautiful!
Yeah, what's up, Bubba? Thank you. But you want to look at like the 10-yard split. How fast is he getting off the line? You know, that's big. That's big with O-linemen, but I think it's also big with receivers because he's not going to be able. They're not going to jam him at the line. So that 10-yard split is going to be important. But I'm not. He's not really my cup of tea. I think I think he's going to be like a poor man's Drake London, to be honest with you. But Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren is it for us, man. He's going to do so much for us if we can actually lock him up, and he'll be there at 7. He's going to be there. He's going to be there. I like Mason Graham. I won't be upset with Mason Graham, and I won't be upset with Membu. But for me, it's Tyler Warren all day, every day. And I appreciate the time, man. And we will talk soon. If anybody's got any harsh words, you let me know. I'll get at them. But I'll talk to you soon, man.
Appreciate you, James, and great to see Millie too. Awesome. Yeah, I would say this. My 3 right now, gun to my head, Paul, who are the top 3 prospects you want at 7? The top 3 are this, in no particular order. Mason Graham, defensive tackle, Michigan. Tyler Warren, Penn State tight end. Missouri offensive lineman, Armand Membu. Now, if you put a second gun to my head, I feel like one's enough. But if you put a second gun to my head and you say, Paul, who do you think's going to be there? If you put the gun to my head on Mason Graham, I'm like, I don't know. That one's a little iffy. You put a gun to my head, Armand Membu. That's a lefty. I could see New England taking him 100% at 4th overall. The one I feel the most confident will be available when the Jets are on the clock, no trades, no nothing, that they're on the clock. I think Tyler Warren's going to be on the board. I don't think he's going any higher than 7. Now, who after? You could make compelling arguments for Bears, Saints, Colts. Obviously, have been drilling over tight ends for years. You can get a strong case about a lot of those guys, but I agree with James. One guy that is going to be there is Tyler Warren. Now, do the Jets want to use a 7th overall pick on a tight end? Now we can have a different debate, different conversation about that. But for sure. Good conversation from James. And again, great to meet Millie. And FL Phil 98, he is equipped, one James. So hopefully he can keep up with you. All the geriatrics in the audience. Phil, salute. You guys are funny. You guys kill me. You guys are funny. All right, let's go to the phone lines once again. Again, got 450 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. We got Aced Up 10 here on the show. Aced Up? Up. Might be going through a tunnel. I appreciate you, Aced Up, and thank you for your support, by the way. Oh, wait, I think we're switching lines. So 1 second here. Let me flip the banner. I think we got Aced Up 10 back. Okay, now we got you. Hey, what's up, brother? Welcome back.
Good morning, BG. What's going on?
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thanks for your support and the salute for Austrian. We appreciate that, man.
That was the first thing I was going to say. Hope he's all right. Hope everything's good. I know he gets in the raffles a lot, and he has lately, so I figured like something was up or something.
Yeah.
So, when I could do it,
Very nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely want Warren at 7. Definitely.
Okay.
If he's there, I 100% Warren, because he's passing game, the running game, blocking, like James was just saying, big guy, and I want them to pay Sauce and Garrett both ASAP.
Yeah, agreed. But
it's only gonna the price is only gonna go up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially and what better coach for Sauce to have than the coach we got, Aaron Glenn, who's gonna coach him up to be the best he can be. You know what I mean? And he already shows superstar talent. Last year was a little bit of a down year, but there was a lot of crap going on last year with players, nobody playing, the riff-raff, all the bullshit that was going on last year, and people weren't in the games and stuff like that, bickering and all that shit.
Yeah.
Thank God all that, you know what I mean? Not to say it was Aaron Rodgers, but all that shit is all gone. It's new sheriff in town, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, damn straight, 100%.
I think we should definitely get both those done ASAP. I don't know if Sauce will take less than 30, like if we could get him for 28, 29, but which I doubt. He probably, he does say that he wants to be on the Jets for eternity.
Forever. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that may play in our favor a little bit to be like, we got to throw at him, in the conversation. We want you here, but we also got, we got Quincy's contract coming up.
Yep.
Garrett's contract.
Brees.
Yeah, what do you do with Brees Hall?
Yeah.
All those guys came in together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great draft, man. And to keep as much of that in-house is beneficial for us.
I agree, man.
So like we could get away with giving Sauce, 29 or something like that, or 28. Yeah, but if not, give him the 30. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Give him the 30.
Yeah.
Give Garrett the 30. Give him both 4-year, 120.
Yeah.
90 guaranteed, something like
Let's
that.
go. I like the deal. You're the agent, man. You're banging them out. Let's go. These are contracts. Easy peasy. Yeah.
And then if we get Warren in the draft, our other offense, we got to get our right tackle that we need.
Right tackle. Yep, that's what we're missing.
Right tackle, and we need some help for Garrett, because
for sure he needs another guy.
We're gonna need to draft some wideouts, or I don't know, Amari Cooper or something. If we can get him,
yeah, he's out there. Yeah,
he's out there. Cup, I know he's gone. He got his destination, but I don't know. Yeah. I got high hopes, man.
Me too.
Just for some reason, the way everything's like, the guys that we're getting, they're not splash players, but just seems like, Aaron Glenn is looking for like depth and
Yeah.
and solid guys, and and Sauce's only problem that I see with Sauce is his tackling. He's a little on the frail side, but
He is.
nothing. The weights and a couple
Right. Yeah.
couple milks and some hot meals, can't fix. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully they can get him on the right track.
You remember that commercial years ago with drink the milk and
Yeah.
I forgot what the
Immediate
slogan
boom.
was.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Got milk or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, my hopes are up for this year, man. Hope Austrian Jet fan is all right. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought I had more to say, but I guess not.
That's all right, A-Step 10. Anytime you want to call in is a good time. I appreciate you. And that goes back to something you just said, A-Step 10. Goes back to what James said. I think the sneakiest upgrade for the New York Jets this offseason is coaching, right? We're all talking about talent leaving, this talent coming. The most overlooked thing we're not talking about enough. Aaron Glenn, Steve Wilks, Tanner Engstrand. By default, he's got to be better than Hackett, right? I don't know what he's going to be, but he's got to be better than that. So you go through all the coaching, and if our talent was here, it's whatever, or here rather, way up here. If our talent is up here, like everyone has been saying it is, then wouldn't you say the difference between last year's team and this year's team is coaching? Last year's team got 5 wins. When you juice it orange, you're like, wait, this is all the juice that came out? If you really juice the orange, I think that's the key. That's the secret sauce to the Jets performing. Maybe if the talent's lesser this year, you look at last year, the difference is coaching. I think that's the thing to keep an eye out for. Great call, A-Step 10. We've had some great calls today. Let's keep that train rolling. With Johnny Boy joining us here on the Gosh Darn program. What's up, Johnny?
BG, good morning, brother. How you holding up, man?
I can't wait. I am in pregame mode for Friday. Connor reached out to me. Apparently, Next Gen is dropping by. You guys got superstar guests all over the place. It's going to be terrific. I can't wait for Friday, man.
Yeah, trying to, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. It's going to be a good time, man. Peep it out.
And by the way, what channel was that on? I'm sorry.
Jets.
I have short-term memory loss. Can you help me with that? What was that?
Yeah, Jets Worldwide.
Wide. Okay, let me try to repeat it so I'll remember it. Wide. Okay, yep, got it.
Yep, Fridays at 7:30, man. We'll have having BG and Colin Long and his gang.
Yeah, his crew, his posse rolling up.
Well, BG, so a couple of things I wanted to touch on, right?
Yeah.
First and foremost, to Austrian Jet, hey, prayers up.
Damn straight.
And then to James, condolences to him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And for him to share that as well. So, because, that's tough to talk about. But
it's becoming a part of the family. So, James, we're here for you, buddy.
Now, the sauce combo, right? You kind of hit it, and exactly what I was going to talk about in regards to the coaching. I think the coaching affected him a lot last year, and it hasn't been talked about as much. He still was a top corner in the league itself. Pay the cat now. Get it over with, so we don't have to go ahead and deal with that.
You know how good he is. Like, let's stop playing around. Like, oh, he's coming off a bad year. We know. Look at the first 2 years. What do we have? Short-term memory loss? Look at the first 2 years, man. And I think everything to what you're saying. I haven't mentioned it at all, but yeah, a few times when and Sauce has been interviewed, maybe people are going to call it excuses. He talked about the solid thing rocking his world. Whoa, my coach was fired. He was the guy who believed in me. He's the guy who drafted me. And now all of a sudden, the rest of the year was this blur. Like 100% that affected the young man. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that needs to be put into that as well, because we constantly talk about the coaching too, affecting everybody else. But when it comes to Sauce, I think the corner's number one job is to stop the ball, get into the receiver. And I think he did a pretty good job in regards to that, right? So that's that. The other stuff too with the Tet combo, right?
Yes.
Tet the Jet, baby. There was another receiver when he was coming out of the combine, right, from I think Texas A&M, right, that was told he was very slow. He couldn't separate as well, right? But his biggest thing is, right, he had a very big frame. He would catch the ball at the highest level he could, right, high point or whatever it was itself. And they said he would be at best wide receiver 2. And look what he's doing now.
And yeah, let me see if I have that. Here's, you know what a great comp, because as soon as you hit it, and my brain went, I know who you're talking about, Mike Evans, right? Mike Evans' 40-yard dash was a 4.53, and that is slow as molasses. But that's exactly where Tet just ran. So that's a beautiful. I haven't heard people make that comp, but like, look at that 4.53. That was his 40. That's Mike. I have his NFL Combine profile in front of me. 4.53. It's the same thing that Tet ran basically. I heard the 4.48, but I don't believe it. I think the real time is basically that Mike Evans time is 4.53. And look at freaking Mike Evans right now, man.
Yeah, so that's something to just to think about itself. Now, the Tyler Warren conversation, right? I've been kind of like up and down in regards to that and everything. And I think I finally decided. I think on 7 is crazy, bro. Like, for me at least. I rather at that point, I still believe he'll be there later on. Trade back. I'm still on team.
Which prospect are you talking about?
The tight end. Tyler
Warren.
And all that.
Okay.
Just because this draft is so much deeper in tight ends, as they're saying, right, that you could potentially get something on there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion, right?
That's okay. I like that opinion. Okay.
I just think it's high on there. I think the guy's really good. I think he'll be a hell of a player in the league itself, right? But it goes back to that conversation that happened last year. Olu, Brock Bowers, all over again this year itself, right? So what's going to be more impactful for the long run itself? I don't know if tight end would be that one. You know what I mean? That's at least at 7, right? So I'd rather go maybe an offensive lineman or get that guy there if he's there for us, right? Or Tet. I mean, I like Tet, dude. I like the fact that he does contest catches and stuff like that in regards to that. But that's just my opinion. You know, at the end of the day, whatever the regime wants to do and believes in, that's what I'm rocking with, man.
Of course.
And I can't wait to whoever they pick puts on that damn Jets helmet on, and we'll be rocking and rolling, bro. But the Sauce stuff, man, a lot of it had to do with coaching, you know, and it shouldn't just not only just because it was Sauce that he should just be like, oh, it was Sauce, you know, blah, blah, blah. Nah, we talked about everybody down how bad the coaching was that it impacted that entire team itself. So we'll see. But hey, BG, appreciate you, man. Friday, man, Jets Worldwide, 7:30, baby.
Go.
Let's go.
Can't wait. That's going to be awesome. Thanks, Johnny Boy. And Three Siblings says, Tet the Jet. We could get that like rocket. Tet the Jet. Tet the Jet. There you go. Hey, now. We see you, people. Again, it's going to be a hearty conversation. We will be back live again at 3 o'clock. 2 will enter the ring. Tyler Warren, Tet McMillan, 2 guys that have been considered for the 7th overall pick. What are the pros and cons of each player? We're going to debate the hell out of it. That's coming up again at today, Tuesday, at 3 o'clock. So make sure you guys tune in. I'm signing off. I got to run to the radio station again. I'm hosting solo all week. We will be talking a little bit of some of that Jets action. I'll be having Mo Moten of Bleacher Report on my radio show. We'll have bracketology. I'll be talking about the Syracuse Football Pro Day, which was yesterday. A lot of Syracuse football prospects could end up on the Jets. So we've got a ton of content coming up here on the channel. Thank you, everybody, for the support. It means the world. 500 people in the room. Like the video. Hit subscribe. Thanks for pounding the table. Thanks for all the great calls. The Three Siblings saying it for great call, Johnny. Everybody. Johnny, James, everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. Fun show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And again, we'll be back live at 3 o'clock. Hopefully, you guys can stay tuned for that. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you next time right here on the channel.